YouTube tarot reader, Lisa Lee, has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
They're witches.
So, apparently I'm a witch.
Cause she's a witch.
We've got a witch!
I'm the love witch.
I am a witch.
I am a witch. I'm a witch.
Sally just came out.
Now the witch is back!
I am here. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to Beyond Authentic. The witch is most definitely back. And I am streaming on the Sound on the Verse video. Sounded like it was what? Who? Recorded from your room. Could you clear? What? Could hear you clearing your throat. Oh, okay. Can you hear me now? Is everything okay now? Interesting that first one. Wonder why that was. Let's not do that on the live, but I will have a little look see. So hopefully you can all hear me okay right now. The mods, oh gosh, the mods are telling me there's a little bit of a sound issue. Sarah's just popped that into the chat as well. Thank you for letting me know. Good evening, Flower Beauty Peacock Rainbow. Good evening, Ellis. Hello. It's good now. Thank you, Sarah. It sounds fine now. Thank you, Neil. So it might just be that I need to keep an eye out for that particular video. I tell you what, I'm going to play. I'll play this one. Could you let me know how this sounds? Apologies if you're watching this on replay. I just need to double check how this sounds.
They're witches.
So, apparently I'm a witch.
Cause she's a witch.
We've got a witch!
I'm the love witch.
I am a witch.
To members only perks. There was two playing then. I know there was two playing then. That was my fault. Right. I meant this one. I'm having to work out that this new setup, I can actually cock things up like that. So, does this sound okay?
Join the Crow Collective. Help to support this channel by becoming a member here on YouTube. From £2.99 per month, you will gain access to members-only perks, live streams, competitions, sneak peeks, and more. Just click on Join for more information. Thank you to all our members.
Right, that's very low as well. Okay, I'll have to have a little fiddle with the settings. Thank you, Ellis. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you to everybody for letting me know. I will have a look in the settings as we go through the stream. Well, no, I won't. I'll have a look tomorrow. That's literally all I've been doing today. Flower Beauty. It's very simple. Just call Shannon Demdike the Wicked Midnight Crafter. Just call her Sarah. That's all you need to do. Sarah is at the bottom of at the end of that big long stream of words. But yeah, her name is Sarah, so that's what we go by. If you want to, call her anything really. Do I like the green? I do quite like the green, but let's go with more of a blue tone for tonight. So everybody, I hope you are all doing well. This is the first of a brand new era here on the channel. Brand new era. So last week it was the reveal of the new logos. Have I changed that on the website yet? No. Is there still a Halloween offer on the website, making it look horrendously out of date and possibly that the website is down and the business isn't running? Oh yes, that's there. Yes, absolutely, that is all still very much the thing. That is all very much the thing. I do need to sort all of that. Sorry, I was just looking at my soundboard. That still needs to be sorted, but it's a slow stepping journey here my brain can only absorb so much new information. You know what they say about old dogs and new tricks? I'm learning new tricks, but it does take me a little while. Not that I'm saying I'm an old dog. I am an old dog. Yes, I am. I am an old dog. But we are currently on OBS, so it's a brand new system here, and we are absolutely 100%. I don't know what you mean, Sarah. We are absolutely 100% with this wonderful new ability. Look, I can now, without having to do anything and pull down any things, I can just press a button and transition to this. Oh, now it does need to be a little bit more. Oh, there we go. There we go. Look, even when I'm showing off that I don't need to fiddle with it, I still need to fiddle with it. And also it's a little bit to one side, isn't it? Does that need to be more? That needs to be more that way. Oh, well done, Lisa. You've just broken it all. Oh, well, at least I'm consistent, eh? At least I'm consistent. It was better the way I had it a second ago, and now I've done something and once again messed it up. But I tell you what I can do. Let me go on to here and actually, hang on, shove that to there. Oh, that's not doing what I wanted it to do now. Boop, 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 boop. Sorry, bear with. No, that looks bloody horrendous, doesn't it? Right, I need to undo that. I have broken things. Oh, Lisa, what are you doing? What are you doing? I need to... Oh, that's what I need to do. That's what I need to do. Bear with, everybody. I'm getting it fixed. I broke it. Now I'm fixing it. It will be fine. It'll be fine. There we go. Is that better? Is that better? It's a little bit better. Not really at all, but a little bit. Jeez. What am I actually doing? What am I actually doing? Right. I know I'm fiddling, but I don't know why that shouldn't be like that. That is telling me I've got, right, maybe I need to click on that and then come back to that one and then transition it again. Nope. Oh well. Anyway, look, I've got a card cam up there in the corner. And I've also got, now I've got this. That's me in the corner. What have I done? I have broken this. I have really broken this. Right, okay. Don't touch anything, Lisa. Stop playing with the buttons. Let's just do... Let's just do some tarot reading. Look, you can see me now. Carding, picture in picture. Yes. So I can be doing a tarot reading and talking to you, and also you can be seeing what is actually happening. So yay, that is a thing that I can now do. But for most of it, I will be on this screen while I'm talking, and then as it shifts over and as we do the readings, it will be on the other one. Hopefully, yes, hopefully that has now just gone into the stream. It has done. So... apologies if you're wearing headphones. I don't know how loud that is. So let's get the round open, shall we? Let's get the round open. So good evening to you if you are watching us here on the live stream. I cannot... Oh, one of the things I can't see is how many people are watching. So that's a very difficult but interesting thing. So you'll have to let me know who's watching, how many people are here. I can't see anything, but let's go ahead and get that round open. So if you would like a reading, you know what you need to do. Go ahead, pop your details into that there live chat, starting with the word question, or if you want to guarantee it, you can always send it through as a super chat. Just in case you need a recap, here is 30 seconds whilst our lovely keeper of the questions randomizes things to pick who is getting the reading. So get your questions in right now.
Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your free card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. To try for a free reading, write your question in the live chat starting with the word question. If no super chats come in, a free question will be chosen at random. And if you need help, just ask one of our mods.
Okay, that's our new, got new idents, new bumpers, new logo, new software, new everything. Content. Yeah, I'm making content. What do you mean? Content, apparently. Content. Ah, hello, content. How can I, oh, right. Okay, that's something I can do. I can pin the message. So, content, your message is now pinned at the very, very top. Good evening, Crystal Rose. I hope you are well. So then, that one is low too. Okay, Shannon. Sarah, sorry. I will have to have a look at that and see how loud the videos play. Maybe on another day. Maybe that's something I will need to look at separately as to why that is. But at least they're playing. At least it's working so that they are playing. Right then. So content, your question is coming up right about now. That took a few seconds. That took a few seconds for us to do the wispy noise. Hang on. Oh, also, I'm not being funny. A deck of cards might help. Oh, lordy. Oh, my gosh. Right then. Here we go. So, yes, a deck of cards is probably a useful thing to have handy when I'm using them to, read tarot from on a tarot stream. Content, my darling, let's have a look at your question. Will I get a job offer this upcoming week? Right then, a very, very important question with, oh, my chair is stuck, with a very definitive timeline. So then I'll tell you what, let's have a wee look. So then you can see me. That's me in the corner. No, Lisa, don't get into that habit. I'll be doing it every single bloody time. Right then, so the deck we're using today is the Vice Versa deck. You can see it's one that I really like because it's in the leather pouch that I made. I know, only certain decks get their own little houses to live in. So this deck, unlike a lot of others, is very special because each card is double-sided, so they're actually reversed. So instead of reading reversals like this, which we still can do, the reversals come in like that. Thank you, Crystal Rose, that's very kind of you. So you're good, thank you. Hope you are too. Just wanted to let you know. Oh, I haven't sent it yet, Crystal Rose. I'm rubbish. That's what I need to do. That's what I need to do. It was you, right? Don't let me forget. Mods, can one of you send me a text message just saying send Crystal Rose the necklace, please? Oh God, yeah, I had completely forgotten, Crystal Rose. I'm so sorry. Right, sorry, Crystal Rose. Right, let's have a look. So yeah, as I was saying, these cards are in fact double-sided. So as we always do, we are going to cleanse the space with the ringing of the bells. Or the bell. That's lovely. And we're bringing in Wispy, and hopefully you can hear Wispy through your system really nicely. So yay. Right then, let's have a look. So Wispy, my darling, content wants to know, will they get a job offer this upcoming week? Is there a job offer this upcoming week? Let me have a look. Thank you, Neil. Right, is there one this upcoming week, Wispy? That's what we need to know. Is there one this coming week? Let's do the cut. So I'm going to do that. There we go. That's the drop. And, oh, bloody hell. How has that come up on top? That's weird. But okay. You saw me shuffling for a while there. That came back up on top. So, temperance in where this, where you are right now. Okay, so temperance where you are right now. What you need to know about this coming week, we've got the Four of Swords and we've got the Seven of Pentacles. Now that's a good sign coming up in this opportunity. Right, so then let's have a look for you, my darling. Temperance. Temperance is all about having compromising, making compromises, trying to find ways to blend results so that people get the best of whatever's on offer, basically, right? So it's like it's trying to it's trying to get the balance right. It's trying to create that perfect balance is temperance. Now on this side you can see we've got I think it's supposed to be an eagle. Oops, there we go. And a lion that are both quite sat there quite happily, but you've also got in the background that little thing, that little like pillar thing in the back is actually what the hanged man hangs on from his feet, not from anything else. And so you've got this element of needing to be a little bit patient. The time isn't quite right here, but with this temperance, with their back to you, it's kind of saying that I think there is something, how can I put it? I don't know whether this particular job in the way that you're expecting it is going to be offered, right? It might be there's a tweak here. It feels like there's a tweak, and that you're going to be asked to either compromise something that you're not prepared to, or so it could be like the salary is going to be a little bit different, or it could be, you know, the hours have changed or something like that. There is something here that is being tweaked and the universe is asking you to go with it, even though because it's reversed you're not naturally drawn to that. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's not something that you're thinking, oh, it's fine, I'll take 10 grand less. Do you know what I mean? There's something here that you need to double check and look at, because whatever this offer is, whatever comes up, because I do think there is an offer on its way, when that comes in, you need to really, really, really fine tune the idea of what do you actually want from this particular job or this particular opportunity, right, from this particular company, because it really does feel like there is something here where you're going to have to make, or you're going to be asked to make some sort of sacrifice, some sort of bloody hell, the word's gone again, compromise. Thank you. We've got, though, in what you need to know, we've got the Four of Swords. Excuse me. And this is reversed and on sort of, I mean, it's not the worst side, because arguably, look, this is the worst side. But swords for me is trouble and strife. Okay, fours, if it was upright, the four is all about stability. In this particular side, where it is literally reversed but on the more positive side, I don't think this is talking about stability at all here. This is talking about not just stagnancy, but complete and utter apathy, boredom, all of that, right? There is an absolute thing here where it's saying, look, the challenge here with the swords is all about challenges and hurdles. The challenge here is to stay motivated, to stay excited, to stay in that chase, right? Because it's going to be very, very, very dull as dishwater energy that's around you right now, right? So whatever this job is, it really does feel like, hopefully it's in a completely different field or a completely different company. You're not just waiting to like become a manager of a team in this same company. Do you know what I mean? It's not just like a side or a slight upshift, because if it is, then this is boredom. This is soporific, which is one of my favorite words. It is soporific. It is so brain-numbingly boring that you are going to fall asleep. And I've just realized you can't see when I'm holding it like this, you can't see, but yeah, so be warned. Okay, that's going to be one of the big challenges with this temperance card. It really does feel like like the big challenge is how dull this is going to be. Do you know what I mean? And how uninspiring it feels. However, in the opportunity position, we do doing that wrong, aren't I? We do have the 7 of Pentacles. Now, 7s are tough choices, right? But they are choices. And Pentacles is work, career and finances. So you can see here, I mean, this looks like most of the UK at the moment. Cold, blustery, snow on the ground, all of that. This very much feels like your choice here is about whether to go now or to try and wait it out even longer. You can see on the back, you can't really see, but you can see on the back that we've got, you know, the winter is even harsher. This person is just trying to wait out the worst of the winter to try and pick this fruit, trying to wait, trying to see whether they will still grow. So there is a work opportunity here, but it really does feel, because this is finances, it feels like when this compromise is being asked here with the Temperance card, it feels like actually you might be asked to compromise on money or the complete package, right? So it may be that you're going from a job where your paid time off is set, and the new job they're saying, oh, it's unlimited, but you've got to get it checked and agreed with management. When it's unlimited paid time off, that's when you get into that situation where actually, do you know what? Most people take a lot less time off than if they get their 21 days holiday or whatever it is per year in their contract, right? It feels like there's something like that you're going to have to really think hard about. Is there a job offer coming this week? It does feel as if there is definitely some sort of offer. There is some sort of financial and work related choice, but I think it's going to be an offer that you're going to have to take some advice on, purely and simply because I don't think necessarily the offer is the same offer that perhaps you may have interviewed for, or you may have, you know, it's almost like you're working for a company and you know what the last manager was being paid, you know what they got, because, you know, people talk in the office, so you know what the manager got, you knew what the salary was, the paid time off, the sick days, all of that, the pension plan, you know what the manager got, and now you're being asked to take that manager role, but with less of a package or less of a something. There's something in there you need to check, my darling. That all being said, I feel like overall the important thing is that there is an offer coming, right? Overall, the important thing is that there is an offer coming. In this particular working environment, that's always a bonus. However, it might be that you take this position for a while, but keep an eye out somewhere else for a similar level job, but a similar level job with a better package that's being offered to you. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense, my darling. Right, I'm going to pull you a an Urban Crow Oracle card, and we'll see what the Oracle cards have to say. So then, one single card. Let's see what we've got. We have Influence. Interesting. Influence. Now, the decision on whether you take this job isn't just going to be yours. You need to pay attention to the people around you who can influence you, who is trying to influence you to take this job, to take this package. It may well be, because you've got Temperance here, this influence may well work in your favor, right? It's almost like they're going to try and sweeten the deal for you. I hope that helps. That influence card makes me think they're going to try and sweeten the deal or give you a little bit of an added something that isn't currently or isn't going to be on the table. I hope that helps. I really do. Let me know, content, if you can take that. And yeah, thank you ever so much for your question. I've seen in the chat Melinda Brown. Hello, my darling. I hope you are well. My sister from another mister. You are saying Happy New Year to everybody. Yep, Happy New Year. I can't even. I keep doing that. Flaming Nora. I'm on a new system, so I'm still working it. And unfortunately, I am struggling. I keep wanting to pull up messages on screen. This particular system currently isn't allowing me to do that. I need to get some add-ons. But literally, as of what, 2 hours ago, nearly 3 hours ago, I didn't have any sound and nothing working. No problem at all, content. I hope that helps, my friend. I really, really do. Let us know what happens, and yay in the chat. I've just seen Dormouse pop in. Hello, Dormouse, my friend. Yeah, so let us know how it goes, content. And as always, look after yourself and best of luck with negotiations for that particular, whatever that particular role is. Good luck. So, Dormouse, hello, my friend. I hope you are very, 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 very well. I am on OBS. I need a little thing, don't I, that says now streaming on OBS. But that makes it sound like I'm a TV show. I'm on television now, streaming on CBS. So yay. What was I going to say? I can't remember what I was going to say. I was going to say something. The one thing I don't have on here yet is excuse me, any of the shout out videos. So I normally do a shout out for Neil from or Necro Neil, as he is on here, with his zine, the Necronomicon, and also the new zine, my parents' video rental logbook, which is phenomenal. I love it. And also I've shouted out people like Holland's Etsy shop and that in the past, but also Holland has a channel. Just have a look at Holland M on that there YouTube. But also you can always check out what I'm doing and see what Neil is doing as well, because Necro Neil happens to be the person that helps me beyond belief, helps me work the Instagram grams. Yeah, helps me work the gram, because I don't know what I'm doing because I am old as fuck. So Instagram, if you see the posts going up and the live stream notifications and all of that, then that is the amazing Neil, my brother from another mother. Literally he is amazing. Yeah, that's his influence trying to bring me into the 21st century. Although I do have to get into the 20th century first. But mind you, I'm not doing too bad. I have finally worked out how to get this OBS system up and running and connected via a virtual mixing desk. Yes, which I don't think is too bad, really. But anyway, shall we have another round, everybody? Shall we have another round? Do you know what? I think we should. I think we need to go ahead. I tell you what, let's have, I know, we'll have a lovely waterfall. How about a lovely waterfall? This is the only one that I've done with diagenic sound. So I'm hoping that it sounds okay. I'm going to try and twiddle it on my end as it plays.
Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your free card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. To try for a free reading, write your question in the live chat starting with the word question. If no super chats come in, a free question will be chosen at random. And if you need help, just ask one of our mods.
Yes, indeed. Ask one of the amazing mod squad. I think I've worked out why that isn't picking up. Interesting. Right then, keeper of the questions, who have we got? Keeper of the questions, who have we got? It looks like, hang on, I can work that out myself. Flower Beauty Peacock Rainbow. Oh God, it doesn't work like that, does it? Right, Flower Beauty Peacock Rainbow. I am tagging your message at the very top so that I can see it. You by process of elimination, you have got the reading for this particular round. Thank you, Neil. So then, my darling, let's have a look at your question, which is, your old client has refused to pay what he committed for several months of work and is saying he might pay some. Where in the world are you? Where in the world are you? Because over here in the UK, we have I would say a saying, but we have a gesture. And the gesture is a little bit like this. And if anyone's in the UK, you'll know exactly what this is, or possibly this. It's basically calling someone a wanker or a dickhead. Wanker, dickhead. Yeah, it sounds like he's a complete wanker or dickhead. You're in India, my darling. Well, you probably won't like. It means wanker. That is dodgy as all hell. But let's have a look. Let's have a look. So then, Wispy. Oh, I need to change. We'll change to the card cam. So then, Wispy, my darling, we are going to cleanse. And we are ringing the bell and bringing in that there lovely Wispy person. So Wispy, let me have a look. Okay, so Wispy. Flower Beauty, or Tosser as you call them, Ellis. Well done. Flower Beauty would like to know, Wispy, if the previous client who is refusing to pay, will he pay anything at all? Will he pay anything at all? If not, is there anything that Flower Beauty can do to recover the money? I mean, if you've got two older, 6'5", 7 foot brothers, you can go and have a little ding dong. Am I using the new witch casket bell? No, I'm using the one that I've always had. I'm using the one I have always had. But yes, thank you. So then, Wispy, let's have a look. We're going to do the same thing. And I know what we're going to do. Situation, obstacle, and how to overcome. Right? The situation, the obstacle, and how to overcome. So the situation, Two of Pentacles reversed. Yep. Not wanting to pay, not wanting to do anything. Ace of Cups, and these are all reversed. Page of Wands. Right then, so let's have a look, Flower Beauty. We've got the Two of Pentacles. Now, hang on, let me bring myself up into the chat. There we go. Are you ready? Oh, here I am. Hello. That's me in the corner. Shut up, Lisa. The Two of Pentacles is all about work, career, finances, money. He's possibly a scam merchant. Why am I saying that? Because the Two of Pentacles itself, this way up, you can see this person is performing. They're juggling on a dock. Probably they're going to take that hat off, pass it around, collect some money, collect some donations, right? So you've got this element where this person is a bit of a performer. It's a bit of a on show. It feels like they are trying to blag you, right? That's all it feels like, my darling. It feels like they are absolutely trying to blag you. And the thing is, you don't have to be blagged, right? He's trying to bluff you. He's trying to call your bluff. He's trying to be performative and just basically go, I might pay you some. I owe you $5,000, but I might pay you 100 next week, and then I could possibly pay you a bit more in about 6 months' time. He's basically blagging, right? This is reversed because it feels like, I don't think this was just a client. It feels like they were more of a friend. There was a strong connection. If they were a client, then it's a client you've done business with a few times. Do you know what I mean? This is somebody who knows that they can get away with this. Basically, that's what they're trying. They're trying to get away with it. What does blag you mean? It means literally someone's trying to fob you off. They're trying to con you. They're trying to get away with not paying. So he could be saying, oh, but you know, times are hard. It's been Christmas and I've had to get the kids presents, and it's New Year, and my dog needed to go to the vets, and my mother-in-law fell down and she needed to go to hospital, and oh no. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yes, but I need my money. Oh no. Oh well, my van packed up and so I've had to pay for a new wheel. Oh no. At that point, right? At that point, you stop seeing this person as friend. This person should never be a future client ever again, right? This is not somebody whose business you want to keep. This is somebody who will do this to you time and time again if they think they can get away with it. This is not somebody that needs to be in your business world, right? So whatever it is that you do, whatever the work is, this client is now lost to you, right? Now it's all about recovering the money that is owed. The way you do that is by this obstacle we've got here. The Ace of Cups is your obstacle. This is you being too nice. Flower Beauty, this isn't the time for you to be nice. This is the time for you to be a business owner, right? This is the time for you to be somebody who has created something or given a service to a client that now needs to be paid for that service. There was an agreement, whether it was verbal, whether it was contracted, however it was done, there was an agreement. You provided your half of the agreement. You provided the service or the contract or the goods. That person now needs to comply with their side of that contract, which is cold hard cash, right? And if they're still fobbing you off, this here is telling me that you don't want to pull that trigger. You don't want to cross that line and basically go, look, we call him Bob. Look, Bob, I spent 5 days doing massaging your feet, rewriting your website, cooking your dinner, whatever it was that you did, right? I spent 5 days doing that for you at a cost of £37 per hour, whatever it is. This is how much you owe. You've had that service. You've had your feet massaged, your website overhauled. You've had your food made, whatever it is. You've had that. You owe me, right? This is the time where you have to be a business owner first and foremost, and not say to them, oh, but I know you've got kids and you're struggling. And no, this is where you need to take it beyond. The way you overcome, we've got the Page of Wands, right? Now this is in the darker aspect. So far, these two are pretty standard Tarot Rider-Waite-Smith versions. This is how the Page of Wands normally is. Not necessarily bare-chested and all muscly and ripped and, you know. But look at him now. Look at the page now. We've got a flaming bush. We've got a phoenix arising. This is power and strength. And this is the F around and find out. Have you heard that? F around and find out. This is where they need to do that now. They are now effing around. He needs to find out. So what you need to do, my darling, is absolutely stop, because it's reversed. Stop being the page, that young, that naive, that youthful. Stop being that, my darling, and you need to absolutely 100% start jumping up and down and demanding the money, demanding with your confidence. And if it needs to be dealt with legally, then you need to go to legal, right? You need to go to legal. If that is what it needs to be, you need to go to legal. If I can see the chat jumping around behind me. You said, I just saw your chat there. Hang on, let me go and find it. You said It's several months of work you did for his company. What were you doing? Have you got a backdoor into that whatever? If it was software related, is there a way that you can cancel the work that you did or pause the work that you did until he's paid? Because he's currently using your work, your knowledge, your experience. He's currently using that for him to make money, but he hasn't paid you for that service. So technically, he's making a lot of money off something he hasn't paid for. So he's effectively stolen your services. It is theft of service. He has to pay you. I would consider if you've got a small claims court in India, I would consider going that route, speaking to the police, speaking to ombudsman. But I think earlier on Patricia said about naming and shaming. Absolutely name and shame. Absolutely. Like, tell him you want XYZ money. You want the money back, or money that you're owed, right? You want that money. And then if he doesn't provide it, you can legitimately say this customer still has not paid after several months of work. That is not defamation. That is not something that is this is not legal advice, by the way, but that is not, in my mind, that's not defamation. It's something that is true. He has not paid, and so you can absolutely name and shame and put him on blast. But whatever you do, I think this guy's going to be an absolute dick. And that page of wands, listen, my darling, you can't be his friend, right? You can't be his friend on this. You have to be a business person first and foremost. You have to get your coin, get your bag, as they say. Get your coin, get your money, get what's owed. Because I think that's the only way he's going to do it. Melinda's saying in the US they've got a small claims court. Yeah, avoid him like the plague. Absolutely. Yes, you can pause, but what about those 2.5 months of work? Again, that page of wands, right? That's telling you you're being too easy on him. You're letting him get away with it. You need to get that fire, that phoenix fire in your belly. That's what you need right now. He owes you. He owes you, right? If there's work, if there is a way that you can pause the work that you have done so that he cannot in any way, shape or form use your knowledge, your skills to profit until he pays, then do that. You're perfectly within your rights. You will be able to say, I provided this. You have been using it for the last 2.5 months, however long it is. You have not paid. Therefore, you have forfeited the right to use that, whatever that is. Do you know what I mean? You should be able to do that. If you've created work for him, then you need to, if there's a way of stopping, if there is a way of that, he won't pay. He will not pay unless you chase him. He won't. He will not pay unless you chase him, unless you take him to court and stop. If this is a computer program, for instance, right? You need to, if you've got a back door, you need to shut that bitch down. Shut it down. If it's something that you have the ability to control, that you can stop that program or whatever it is, then you need to do that. If this is something where, I don't know, maybe you're providing employees for him, then literally you pull that service. You no longer provide him the catering staff or whatever it is, and you leave them high and dry until they pay. He will not pay voluntarily, right? You can see that instantly in that two of Pentacles. He will not pay voluntarily at all, in any way, shape or form. He will not pay. You are going to have to force him to pay you. He's a dick. He's a wanker. He's a tosser. He will not pay you. You will have to force it, right? Absolutely, 100%. And I know you don't want to, because that Ace of Cups is there. He will not pay anything. He will tell you he will, and he'll give you a little dribble of this and a dribble of that, and I'll pay you 200 over here and 100 there. He won't. Something will come up. Or he'll pay you something that gets you off his back. So he might say he owed you £4,000. He might pay you 500, and then say, I'll get the rest to you. And then he thinks that he's just going to leave it, and he won't pay the rest. This is where you have to take him to court. You have to take him through that process. He's taking the mickey out of you. He is taking the proverbial. Don't let him, right? It's a business arrangement. You have a contract. He needs to fulfill that part of the contract, right? Yeah, there's loads and loads and loads of scammers. Absolutely, I agree with you, Melinda. Loads of scammers. You didn't sign any contract. That's the problem. You normally do and sign a contract, but because he's an old client and so nice, you thought he'll pay. No. Well, that's going to be, this is going to be a very expensive lesson, Flower Beauty, right? You are never going to make this mistake again, are you, my darling? You'll never, ever, no matter how nice the client is, no matter how friendly you are with his wife, no matter how sweet his children are, and how they call you Auntie Flower Beauty, or whatever it is, right? You are never going to do this again for a friend, a colleague, an old client, an ex-client. Never, ever, ever do work that you don't have a signed contract for. If there is a way now that you can put a spanner in the works and turn off whatever work you've done so that he cannot make that money from it, then do that. And then when he comes and says, excuse me, I ordered a system to make money. Why have you turned that system off? You say, because you're not paid for it. You don't own that. It's mine. That's the only thing you can do. He will not pay you, my darling. I'm sorry. He really won't. Yeah, I agree with Sarah here. I agree with Patricia. If he cons you, he'll move on and con someone else. It is a valuable lesson, my darling, but it's one of those lessons that, unfortunately, I think this is one of those situations where you just need to call it quits, cut your losses, and yeah, just, there's nothing else I can say really, is there? Cut your losses and you'll never do this again, my darling. Right, let me pull you a Crow card. Urban Crow Oracle. Hang on, let me swap back to that one. I'm going in the corner. Oh. Hang on. I've seen, thank you, Patricia. Super chat from Melinda. Thank you, Melinda, my darling. Right then, let's have a look. You provide creative services. Battle. There you go. There you go. Look at that, my darling. Look at that. That is telling you, you need to fight this battle. You cannot let this go. You need to fight this battle. You need to be able to fight this person. They have stolen from you. Would you let somebody come in your house, pick up a painting, pick up a nice vase and walk out with it? Would you let someone sneak into your bedroom, go through your jewelry box, find that nice ring that you've got and that necklace that was your grandmother's and put it in their pocket and walk out? Of course not. You would fight. This is the same. You need to battle this and you need to do it legally, my darling. I'm going to say thank you very much. You do seriously need to fight this. And if it is a lot of money that you'll go into debt for if you don't get the money, then absolutely that is what you need to do. This guy is playing you and trying to play really hard on your goodwill, basically, because you're a nice person. So yeah, that is a thing. Right then, let me have a look. Melinda would like a general reading. This is telling me for some reason that it is my 10th super chat on a live. Well, I know that isn't true, but it's saying, do I want to celebrate that? I don't know. Here we go. Look, I don't know how to celebrate that. It's giving me a button, but when I press the button, it's not doing anything. So yeah, there is that. Right then, I've hearted it, Melinda. Let me pin. Can I pin that? Hold on. Why can't I pin your comment? This is really complicated. Why can't I pin this comment? I don't know. I don't know why. But let's have a wee look. No worries. I hope it helps, my darling. I really do hope it helps. And that's okay, Holland. Thank you. And yeah, let me. Nope. Hold on. Oh God. Hang on. Sorry, everybody. I am getting used to this new system. Why can't I pin a super chat comment? That's very bizarre. Right. Okay. I don't know. All I can do is press that button there. But anyway, right, Melinda. I will do your reading now. I'm gonna have to this coming. I mean, at least it's working, eh? At least it is working. And so far, let me know, everybody that's live, all of you amazing people that are watching this live, have we paused yet? Have we had a stop moment where we've frozen for a few minutes or a few seconds? Because I don't think we have. Not that I am aware of. Interesting. Right, Melinda, my darling, I am going to do your reading right now. I am going to have to play a video because I need to desperately drink a drink of something. So I am going to press this magically, and I'm going to hit this button, and your reading will come up straight after this. I think it's about 30 seconds.
Join the Crow Collective. Help to support this channel by becoming a member here on YouTube. From £2.99 per month, you will gain access to members-only perks, live streams, competitions, sneak peeks, and more. Just click on Join for more information. Thank you to all our members.
Indeed, thank you to all of our members. We do have members only chats every Sunday evening at 6 p.m. All of the members are welcome there, and I do tarot readings there when the members request them. I haven't done a full-on reading there for a while because we tend to just chat. Today I was I was explaining and showing around the room and the changes and explaining about how it took us 4 days to put together a flat pack unit that still isn't finished. But you know, all of that. So Melinda, right then, my darling, literally, I'm not even joking. 4 days. It's not even that big a unit. 4 days. Anywho, let's have a look. So we're going to, I think I'm getting the hang of this. Not the tarot. This is my 30th year of tarot. I know, right? I feel like I should get an award or something. I should get a prize. I should get a what is it you get when, didn't you used to get an old you got a gold clock, didn't you, from like when you retired from a company after 30 years? Good Lord, could you imagine what would I be due if I worked for a company doing tarot for 30 years? I think I'd probably be 10 times more brain mangled than I am these days. But anyway, right then, so Wispy, my darling, Melinda, we're going to do Melinda a 7-card reading, okay, and we want to know a general reading for 2025. What is in the air for 2025? And again, you can make the cards jump if you want to. But it looks like, Melinda, it looks like Wispy hasn't given you a thing. Right, so I'm covering this up so we don't see what the top card is. Oh, that was me. I caught that with my finger. And then this goes onto the top. and we're going with Wispy. We're doing the horseshoe. Let's do the horseshoe. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Right then, let's have a wee look at at what we possibly have in store this excuse me, this coming year ahead. So here we go. We have thank you, Holland. I think I've worked out what it is. with the sound. Thank you, everybody saying we're not freezing. That is amazing. That's what I wanted more than anything else. I can sort the sound out and I can tweak and twiddle and fiddle and play. Excuse me. It's not COVID, I promise. But I at least need to have a stream that I'm confident with. And that was the biggest issue of all. Right, let me... Oh, there we go. Look, why did I... There we go. Hang on, hold on. Don't get seasick. If you get seasick, don't look at the screen for a second. I'm still moving it into the best position. There we go. Oh, look, that's how it was supposed to look. Right, so the past. So this is the energy that you are leaving 24 with and coming into 25 with, okay? And we've got the Queen of Swords. Now, you have got... Did I see another Queen? No, it's just the King. Interesting. But you've got the Queen of Swords, okay? So the Queen of Swords itself is quite an aloof, quite a cold card. You can see here, it looks like ice crystals. I think it's actually supposedly quartz, but it looks like it's ice. It gives that sort of almost Game of Thrones type, you know, I haven't seen the new series, but it gives that Game of Thrones like ice thing. Do you know what I mean? It's giving that sort of being frozen out, being separate, being aloof. The standard Queen of Swords, for me, on the Rider-Waite-Smith, is somebody who really looks like she's over it, cannot be bothered, and really does feel as if she's just sat in a chair being very boring. Now look at the eyes on this person. Oops, there you go. Look at that face. This is not somebody particularly enthused to be queen, is she? But from the back, it's even worse because she has literally turned her back on you. Right, so Swords is trouble and strife. Swords is all about challenges, hurdles, and those things, right? So it's all of the lessons that we need to learn. It's all of that comes in with the Swords, and we've got her turning her back. So this is somebody in your life that you're better off without. In all honesty, right? This is somebody you're better off without. This is somebody whose energy leaves you cold, and also it's like she removes you've been here long enough, Melinda, to know about my relationship with my sibling, or lack thereof, right? Complete lack thereof, no contact over Christmas or anything, and I feel so much better for that. Person I can't have in my life because they are just toxic, and as they're out of my life, I just move on, don't give them a second thought, don't want any harm to come to them, just don't need them in my life, right? This card is kind of that same energy, right? Whoever this person is for you, it's like if they've turned their back, if there's been a disagreement, if there's been an argument, if there's been whatever, once they've turned their back, you need to go with that, give them that energy back, right? Once that person has separated, you need to give that energy back. I just saw in the chat, could it be you towards others? Absolutely, it could. Absolutely. If you have decided enough is enough, I am turning my back on you, and I'm not listening to any more of your bullshit. And, you know, for years, because the Queen is normally, Queens are seen as quite nurturing. If it's somebody that is family connected, then absolutely 100%. If you have had to protect yourself by removing yourself from their life, absolutely absolutely this could be you, but it's not a negative. It really is not a negative, right? If it's you, then it feels like you've done it for your own safety. Either way, it's a lesson. It's going to be a really tough thing to keep a hold on, because the natural instinct with the queens is to be nurturing. Even the Queen of Swords has a heart, right? And if you are now portraying that Queen of Swords, you have to stick to your guns. If you say, I cannot put up with this bullshit toxic energy anymore, and you draw that line in the sand, that is fantastic. But what you can't do then is crumble the minute that person says, oh, well, I really need help. It's like you've made your mess. You've made your bed, now you can lie in it. There's nothing I can do. I told you I don't want to be part of your successes or your failures from this point moving forward. And it's recent, so it's not like, oh, this was going on in June. No, this is really recent. It feels like this is Christmas holiday season onwards that this has changed. In the present, you've got the Five of Swords. I'm trying to show you. You can see it right there. The Five of Swords. Again, we've got this double-sided card. So this side up, you can see this person is the victor. They have won the battle. They are kind of lording it over this person here with their head bent, expecting for their head to be chopped off. This way round, there we go, look. This way round, the victory is there, but it is less obvious. Fives are about really tumultuous times, and when we add in the swords, this is going to be a difficult period of time for you at the moment, right? I would not be surprised, whoever you've cut off, I would not be surprised if people around you, family, friends, have all bundled in. Oh, well, you can't do that. You can't not speak to Brian. What's going to happen at the wedding in June? If you're not speaking to, everyone's going to be feeling that it's going to be so awkward. You need to stick to those guns, right? Because this five is going to feel really uncomfortable, really awkward. The person's carrying two swords over their head, right? So look, there's a story. Daytime, one sword. Taking that sword from this person. When the nighttime, we've still got the swords on the ground, but they've now got two swords over their head. And if you look carefully, you see that colour there. That's not grenadine for their ice cream treats, is it? That is not grenadine for their ice cream treats. It really isn't. That is something else. It's a word that YouTube doesn't like me using, but you know what I'm saying. Off camera, somewhere over here will be that person's head. It's going to be difficult, is what this is saying, right? You just need to stay true. In the influence, we've got the Fool reversed. Now, the Fool is a wonderful card. This way up, it's a wonderful card. It's talking about innocence and naivety and going off in the world in a whole new direction, and you don't really know what you're doing. This, when it's reversed, it's still that, but it's talking as if this is new for you. This is going to be a whole new year. I think you've probably... I don't know whether you've done it as a New Year's resolution or whether you just finally had enough and hit the wall where you've basically gone, do you know what? This year is about Melinda. You need to put Melinda first and concentrate on the things that you need to do. Because this Fool card in that influence position, it's saying that, yeah, you are starting over from scratch. But the reversal here is saying that you feel uncomfortable again. You feel that like it's almost like you're starting over, but you're not sure. There's an anxiety here. There's a feeling of, am I doing the right thing? Ultimately, am I doing the right thing by turning my back on these people? Am I doing the right thing? And that influence, that feeling of, I'm not sure if this is what is right. I'm not sure what I should be doing. That feeling is going to be something you need to you need to ignore, really. And listen, I'm not telling you what you should do. It's your life. You're the only one that can make the decisions about your own life. But if you've done this decision here for good reasons, if you have drawn that line in the sand because you cannot put up with toxic bullshit anymore, then this is coming in. It's only in the influence position, right? It's only in the PPIOAAO. That's right. Yeah, it's only in the influence position, right? It's telling you that this is new to you. This is a new experience, and it's going to feel awkward, right? As you're now walking a different path to the path you've walked previously. The thing about the Fool in the Connolly deck, one of the deck that I used for 18 years, the Fool is stood at a crossroads, and it's a very, very clear pointer that this, for some people, the Fool card is standing at those crossroads, not knowing which direction to go. You know which way you need to go, my darling. You know which way you need to go. It feels very positive for you here. Don't let this influence of I should be doing, I feel guilty for not doing. Don't let that put you off. It's something you just need to learn to live with, right? You just need to learn to live with. If you've made this decision to stop that toxic behavior, that is all good. Other people around you will continue with the patterns in their lives, and they will expect you to continue that pattern in yours. When you make that change, that ripples out, but not everybody else is going to make that same change, and that's where that conflict comes in. So just stand your ground. In the obstacle position, again, Page of Cups. This is all about whatever this is that you've done. I really do feel it's rippling throughout your entire life, all of your relationships, because the Page of Cups, Cups is your emotional suit. Page is youthfulness, young people, youthful energy. Now, this person again has their back turned. Is this person representing the person or the family members that you've had to cut off? Because if that is, then that feeling, this obstacle coming this year, is going to be them feeling that they are butthurt. Their nose has been pushed out of joint. They are seriously annoyed that the same thing that has worked in the past with you to get what they want, that same manipulation technique to get what they want from you, isn't going to work any longer. And that obstacle, they are going to kick up. They're going to make merry hell. They're going to, call you all the names under the sun, because for them, they are changing that status quo. You've changed their status quo. And so now it's going to make their life harder because they can't manipulate you in that same way. For you, it's fantastic. For them, it's either the Bank of Melinda, or the emotional punching bag of Melinda, or the free childcare of Melinda. That's suddenly been withdrawn, and that will have an impact on them. But you need to again, this is your obstacle. That obstacle for you is all of that manipulative energy that they're going to try and send your way. You need to be really firm that you've made the right decision. I absolutely think you have, looking at the cards. Because in the what other people think of you, right? This is how other people see you. This is other people's opinions. We've got the Ace of Cups with her back to you. The Ace of Cups with her back to you. People are like, oh my God, Melinda's gone bloody crazy. What the hell has happened to Melinda? She's gone absolutely shit smearing crazy. She's ignoring her friends and family. She's ignoring everybody. She's such a selfish old cow, going off and doing those things, and she's not helping anybody anymore. She's evil. She's nasty. No, that's because they are not getting their way. And the Ace is that new start, right? The Ace is that change. And you are affecting them. Look, they're literally giving you the bum's rush. I mean, bum. Quite a peachy bum. But they are giving you that bum's rush. They are literally saying to you, the how they are treating you is basically, oh no, our meal ticket is closing down. What are we going to do? And it's that vibe, right? It is absolutely that vibe. You, whatever you've done, you haven't just thrown the cat among the pigeons, my darling. You've thrown a saber-tooth fucking tiger in there. And all these pigeons are now, like, that mix a metaphor, they are now running around like headless chickens because they don't know what to do, right? They do not know what to do now, my darling. Whatever it is you've done, I would love to see the WhatsApp groups talking about you and bitching about you and how they can't get you to do what you want. Now, in the advice column, I'm glad that I'm on this because I can say, look, this card does not mean what it says on the tin, right? It's not the death card. It doesn't mean death. It doesn't mean that somebody is, the advice is to go and unalive people, right? It does not mean that. It is talking about fixing this new behavior into place, making this, so it's because this is reversed in the way it's come up, but it isn't on that side, right? It's talking about making this a permanent change, right? The death card is all about transition. It's about saying you are now in your moth phase, your butterfly phase. You cannot go back to being a caterpillar. You cannot go back. Once this decision is made and that line has been drawn and you are adamant about it, you are not able to go back to being that pushover perhaps that you were with these people. This change needs to be permanent for you, for your safety, for your benefit, right? Absolutely. And it's one of those things, let me go back to this one. It's one of those changes that, because the death card is such a big deal, that change is so big, the cards are literally, and this is in the advice, the cards are literally saying, look, make this permanent, make this change absolutely something you are not going to come back from, because it feels very much like other people are going to try and change your mind. They really, really are. You're going to get a lot of manipulation. You're going to get a lot of emotional baggage. You're going to get probably a lot of abuse from those people and their circle. But it's a bit like when you, if you, for instance, right, this is an example, I'm not saying that this is about your case at all, but you see stories where people who have had drug or alcohol problems and addictions, and those people have had to, when they go into recovery, they have had to find a whole new group of people to hang out with. And that can sometimes mean leaving not just friends, but family members behind, because they are not at that same point to go on that same journey of sobriety, right? So this is that same thing for you. You have made this change. You are now in recovery from their toxic energy, right? That's the way to think about it. Your sobriety has already begun. And what you are no longer accepting in your life is, and what you are no longer addicted to, is that toxic energy, right? You have now cut that out. So your sobriety, your future, is now all about you and putting your needs first, and not having that soul-sucking, life-sucking sort of energy around you anymore. But that will make a shift, and that will take time. And like any other addiction, there will be times where you are absolutely heartbroken that you can't go and, again, be there for this person. Oh, well, it's only $50. It's only a lunch. It's only whatever. But it's not. It's about them sucking you back in effectively, right? And again, it's that same thing for you as a caring, nurturing person, right? If you go back on your boundary and you say, okay, I'll help you this one last time. I'll help you this one last time. I'll provide you with some money, come and live on my couch, whatever it is, one last time. It won't be one last time. It will be the same thing as an alcoholic or a drug user going, oh, I'll just inject this bag of heroin. I don't know how those drugs work. Or, I'll just drink this bottle of vodka, one last bottle of vodka after you've been in sobriety for a while. It's not going to be just one, is it? It's going to be more and more, and then you're back in that pattern. And when you're making these emotional boundaries and stopping this toxic energy, it's that same thing. You need to think of it as sobriety. It's one of the tricks that has really helped me in terms of trying to continue to deal with my eating disorder and to try and continually put in place. I am now X number of weeks sober from my eating disorder, free of it. I need to maintain that. And as the weeks and days and weeks and days go on, that's really important to me. And for you, your sense of having those boundaries, not accepting that toxic behavior, that needs to be the same. And then your outcome, my darling, we've got the King of Wands. Now, ignore gender in this case. The King of Wands, it's one of the few face-on cards for you. It's face-on, it's upright, but look, it's wands. It's as high as you can go in the wands. Wands is all about your self-confidence, your self-esteem. You. This is all about yourself, how you are, how you see yourself, how confident you are, right? This person, they're wearing the most, like, it's ochre, russet, whatever colour you want to call it, but they're wearing these earthy colours. Their throne is a giant rock. It's not been carved too much, but it's a giant rock. It's wood, it's nature, it's giving all of that strong. This is a permanent, this is a fixture that has been permanent. This is giving that long term, right? This is giving you that feeling of ultimate confidence in yourself. 2025, my darling, this, if you can manage, right, to keep these toxic people out of your life, despite the fact that they are going to come a crawling, they are going to come a whining, and they are going to throw everything at you, if you can maintain this focus on dealing with that toxicity by ignoring it and by shutting it out, then look what happens to your confidence levels. It's as high as it can be. It's really, 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 really positive. It's as high suited an outcome in this scenario that you could possibly hope for, my darling. It's like, for me, this is all about the year. For you, this is all about the year of Melinda. This is about your needs at the top of that list. I have a thing here, right, on OBS. I've got lots of different videos. I have to make sure I've got one with a little eye on it and all the rest are turned off. Otherwise, they all play. The one at the very top plays first, and that's the one that everybody will see the visuals for. But all the rest are underneath, and they will all continue to play. This is you making sure that your video is at the top. You need to be top of that list for you. Might not be for anybody else on the planet, right? Forget everybody else. At least for you, my darling, you need to be at the top of your own list of priorities. And it feels like for the first time that is happening. This is going to be shaky ground. This full card coming in, right? This is telling me this is new for you. This is brand new. This is not natural for you to do. But you need to do this, my darling. You need to do this. Look where you end up. Look where you end up. As the year goes on, look where you end up. Not just in a stronger position, but in the strongest position. And I've got to say, this king, while he might not be, there we go, look, he might not be the smiliest, the most ebullient person out there, he looks very content with his lot. He is not worried about, you know, invaders or anybody else. He is very content with his lot. And with that, my darling, I'm going to leave you with those with the tarot, but I am going to pull you an Urban Crow. It will be a shock to other people, absolutely. Good evening, Renato, I saw you pop in. Good evening, long time no see. I hope you are well. Very, very happy new year, happy 2025. I forgot what year we were on then. But yeah, this is really good, Melinda. I'm so happy that you've done this. I'm so happy that you've done this. Other people are going to be mightily pissed off, I'm telling you, right? Your name is going to be spoken as if it was as if it was Donald Trump to the left and as if it was Biden to the right. Your name will be spoken in those sort of terms, but ignore them. You're doing the absolute right thing. Anticipation. Yeah, absolutely. This is just think how good this is going to go this year. Just think how good this is going to go this year, my darling. The anticipation of it. This is you starting a whole new year, and you're doing it in the winter months, right? You're doing it in the winter months, which means as we get into spring, as we get into summer, and that energy starts to grow, and we get into those new seasons of hope and wonder, and we get into all of that really positive vibes that come our way in spring and summer. As we go through that, think how much more confident you're going to feel. Think how much more in control you're going to feel. This anticipation, it's exciting. It is exciting, my darling. This is a whole new you coming your way this year. I have no right to be, but I am so proud of you, my darling. We talk on this channel, and you've been here when I've done readings for people that are in all sorts of difficult scenarios and difficult situations, right? And you've been here while I've read for people and said, you need to put you first. You need to put you at the top. And you're doing it. I am so proud of you. And to everybody else that's listening to this, right? It sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? Just put you at the top. It's one of the hardest things that any of us can do, but it's also the fucking best thing. It is the best thing that it is possible, right? It is the absolute best thing that it is possible for each of us to do, which is to put our own needs first. Emotionally, spiritually, financially, physically, we put our needs first. We leave space for other people and how we can help other people, but we put our needs first, because that way we are able to grow. And it isn't selfishness. It isn't greed. It's about making sure that you get what you need to thrive in order to provide that same vibe to other people, that same opportunity for other people along the way. But you need to be there first. You need to be fed and watered and strong and healthy for you to pick up another person when they fall. Do you know what I mean? And that is what this is talking about. Melinda, I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much for your donation, but thank you so much for your question. And yay, I'm so proud of you. I really am. In the past, it seems the more you give, the more they demand and expect. Absolutely. Me and Rufus have talked about this. Right? We do Olio here in the UK, which is like a waste food, surplus food thing. And there have been times where people have said, can you drop it off? Can you deliver? Can you do this? Can you do that? It's like, no, we can't. And the reason we can't is because then it becomes expected. And then it becomes something you do. And then it stops being a one-off and it becomes commitment. And all of a sudden, you offering something out of the kindness of your heart, offering something to help somebody else in a particular circumstance, becomes the norm, not in a particular circumstance. And that's the thing we all need to make sure that we understand, is that the more, for some people, the more you offer, the more they will take and expect. And then if for some reason, say if you pay somebody, I don't know, you send somebody $50 a month because you've got some extra cash or you're earning and you just want to help that person pay their phone bill, for instance, right? $50 a month, off you go. But then your job gets hit or your bills increase and you don't have an extra $50 to be able to comfortably send to someone else. So you say to them, unfortunately, I've helped you out for the last couple of years, but unfortunately I can't do that anymore because my situation has changed. So this is going to be the last payment. That person, 9 times out of 10, will be going, and it's very rare that person will go, oh no, thank you so much for helping when you did. I'm sure I'll be able to manage. If not, I guess I might have to, it might be time to get a cheaper phone or a cheaper contract or something, or I might just not have a phone for a little while, but I'm sure I'll be able to cope. No, most people are like, wow, why? But what am I supposed to do? What about me? What about me? What about my phone? And that's when all of that. Anyway, I'm ranting. I'm so proud of you. I really am. Dormouse, it's so hard to do despite you being first to tell others. And in a plane, you put your own oxygen mask first. That's what I always say. Always say. That's what I always say. You're unable to give any more. Your cup is empty. This is where it is time. Hello, Ed. This is where it is time for you to fill your cup. That's what you're doing, my darling. And listen, it may be that your empty cup, this is the last time you ever get to empty. Right? This might be the last time. You might decide, do you know what? In the eternal balance of life and everything, I think I've given enough in my life. And sorry that I'm not able to give any more to everybody, but I think I've given more than my due. And that, again, it isn't about greed. It really isn't about greed. It's about being able to look after yourself as well as looking after everyone else. I know, right? We're turning into right old sages here on this channel. If you could let me know, everybody, in that there chitty chat. Hang on. How many we've got viewing and how many likes. Oh, let's have a like spike. Shall we have a like spike? If you haven't done already, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. That would be lovely. And don't forget, when you've done that, to hit your bell. You can hear the Undertaker so well. Hit your bell and change your settings to all so that YouTube notifies you whenever I go live, whenever I release a video or a podcast or a stream or anything. Do please hit that magic button. I am going to be reviewing some tarot decks coming up, probably this next week. I've got some filming to do, and I'm also going to be doing my witch casket review as soon as that turns up. That's due soon. It's normally the sort of second week of the month, so yeah, that should be coming through soon. It is self-preservation because we're the Self-Preservation Society. We are the Self-Preservation Society. I don't know why I did my shoulders like that, but yeah. Should we have another round? I think we should. I think we should have another round. Now, I know this video is going to be ever so quiet, so I'm going to try. And I tell you what, let's have a lovely tree. I'm going to try and, yeah, I'm going to try and do a thing. So fingers crossed, you'll be able to hear it. Oh, no. No. God. Bloody hell. I keep forgetting. Sorry, everybody. Let's do that again.
Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your free card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. To try for a free reading, write your question in the live chat starting with the word question. If no super chats come in, a free question will be chosen at random. And if you need help, just ask one of our mods.
Indeed. Let me have a look. Melinda, it's weird. Your belly is marked. Is it? My belly gets marked. My belly at the moment is marked because the minute I eat or drink anything, I get very, 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 very pregnant. I don't, but I look like I'm carrying triplets. Thank you, Patricia. I literally eat a bite of something, drink a coffee, and all of a sudden, I'm literally carrying triplets at the moment. There's a video I did, the winter solstice video. If you look in that video, my stomach is very protruding. that isn't how my stomach normally is. It's just there's something happening. But anyway, my belly is also marked by my skirts because I'm so fat. You haven't received what? You haven't received any notifications in the past month. Right. Okay, my darling. Any notifications? That's how you know when you're live. Right. So, Melinda, unsubscribe, unclick the bell, and then do it all again. Same for everybody. Sometimes YouTube is very, very, very good at unsubscribing and unclicking people. In a day, a couple of weeks ago, I lost like 35 subscribers or something in a day, which for me is quite noticeable because that is not what normally happens. And it's just YouTube very helpfully unsubscribing folks. So yeah, if you've experienced where you don't get, oh, bell, not belly, that makes more sense. That does make more sense. But if you've experienced it where for whatever reason you are not getting those notifications, then please do just click unsubscribe, unsubscribe and then resubscribe. Try that. Turn it off and on again, basically, is what I'm saying. Right, apparently we've got the keeper of the question says Dormouse. Dormouse. There we go. I've got it. Oh, it doesn't show up, does it? Dormouse question. If I can pin the message. Why can't I pin? That's interesting. So, question. Looking for some guidance in how to navigate through February. Okay, my darling. Is there a particular... Do you have something in February that you need? Is there something happening in February particular? If so, just let me know in the chat. Just it makes life a little bit easier so that Wispy isn't trying to, tell me about a wedding. And in my head, I'm like seeing a funeral or something because, 4 weddings and a funeral. Don't know why that jumped into my head. But anyway, right, let's do the things. Let's go with the card cam and... There we go. We're going to cleanse. Thank you, Alison. Good evening, Alison. I didn't see you come in. You watch all of my videos, so they just show up on your feed when you post a new video. Oh, that's lovely. But do make sure you hit that subscribe button and ding your bell. And change your settings to all. That really should help. Right then, Wispy. So, good evening, Wispy. Dormouse would like to know... how to navigate through February. How to get through February. Let's have a look for you, Dormouse, my darling. How do we get through February? Here we go. I'll tell you what. Let me add myself. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, there I am. I know, right? I'm not saying it again. That's me in the corner. There we go. Right, let's have a look. Oh, Dormouse. February is a month of hell. Within 1 week, your mum, dad-in-law, and soul sister died. And this year's the first anniversary since you sat with your other soul sister when her husband died. Oh, my darling. Bloody hell, Dormouse. That's a lot, my love. Listen, I don't think... I'll do your reading, absolutely. But I don't think there is an easy way of getting through it. I think you just need to make space for your feelings, right? Make space for your emotions and try not to get swallowed up by them, right? Try not to allow grief to overwhelm you, right? It's going to be easier said than done. But there are it's important to mark anniversaries, right? And it's important to remember those people at that time. However, there's one thing remembering and there's another thing reliving, right? And personally, I think we acknowledge, we don't relive. So you don't have to feel that grief as fresh as if that person was passing or had passed very recently, right? A year is still not very long at all, but as you've got multiple dates in that same month, just give yourself the time to feel, accept the feelings, but also accept that they are not current feelings, right? Grief is not something that you live with permanently. It's something that you get reminded of, and it's something that kind of, you know, pokes its head up. It's almost like grief is a sleeping bear or something, right? And you learn to live with it, and every now and again it will raise its head. Or sleeping dragon, let's say dragon. Every now and again it will raise its head, grrr, blow off a little bit of fire, a little bit of smoke, and then it will go back to sleep again. And for you, February's going to be a month of it's a month of all of that happening one after the other. You say you still get flashbacks. In that case, I think you again, counselling is something I would recommend. Grief counselling is not something that a lot of people necessarily think of, but I think it's vital. I really do think it's vital. I had a difficult relationship with my dad at times. Well, no, it wasn't difficult, it was distant. But when he died, I needed counselling. And I went for counselling, and it helped me understand a lot of feelings that I didn't know how to place. So if counselling is an option for you, my darling, I would absolutely, totally, 100% recommend finding an option for that. In terms of practically, I have things that I do around anniversaries of people passing, depending on who they are. For my mum, I will buy a bunch of flowers that are her favourite flowers, and I will get a birthday card on her birthday and put next to them. On the day she passes, I will probably take one of the little cards I've got from her funeral, and I will put next to her ashes, and I will put the flowers next to her ashes. So I do little things like that, right? Little things like that where I just acknowledge. And on the day, I might feel a little bit sad, but also I am very grateful that my mum was my mum. And I'm incredibly grateful that at the end of her life, I was there and I was able to be. And I've made peace with the fact that I would happily live for one more year if I could have one more day with my mum. I would give the rest of my life, but that's not going to happen. So for me, I allow myself to have those feelings, but almost separate them, and kind of control them. So for me, it's something where it's like, okay, I feel the grief, but I don't allow myself to get swallowed up in the memory of how I was when she passed, if that makes sense. I allow myself to kind of look back at the memory of that grief, but keep in mind it is a memory of the grief. It isn't the grief itself. And whilst I mourn and I grieve that she's not here in the day-to-day world, I think of my mum and I smile. And if you are able to do that, if you are able to find a way of acknowledging the various, it's sad that it's all in 1 month, but acknowledge the days, maybe do something nice in memory of that person on those days. If there was a particular, maybe that like somebody had a particular favorite meal, so maybe in that case, you, on that particular anniversary, you have that meal. Do you know what I mean? Or maybe you watch their favorite film, or you get some popcorn and literally get some popcorn and sit and watch their favorite film. or a film that you enjoy together, and honor them, and then cry into the popcorn if you need to and all of that. But you have that moment and you control it, and then you move on from that. And that's the most important thing, my darling, is that moment of moving on, because it's very easy. I know somebody, I know somebody who every anniversary of everything would get hung up on that particular anniversary, and their whole life would revolve around that particular person that had passed on that day. That entire day was devoted to it. Days in advance were devoted to it. Days after were devoted to it. And it was all about that person was unable to compartmentalize that grief without reliving it. And they relived every single passing of every single person they've ever met, basically, that ever meant anything to them. And so in a year, there would be hundreds of days that person would feel bad. I don't think that's healthy. But I'm going to do you a reading. Let me have a look. Crystal Rose, thank you for resubscribing. Talk to your friend about him and you will bring him back in memories. Yeah, absolutely, Patricia. I agree with that entirely. If you've got a friend and it was her husband that passed, then absolutely. What was your, did you do anything as a threesome? Don't mean that in the way it sounds, but did you do something together as friends? Did you go and watch, do you remember when we saw that really bad film and we walked out halfway through and went for McDonald's? Isn't that really do that? Relive the stories, tell stories. That was one of the things that Vikings did. When somebody passed, allegedly, so we believe. But in law, when a Viking would pass, people would, you would tell stories of their victories. It sounds very Klingon. But you'd tell stories of their victories and their battles and the things they did. And we took over that village and we drank all the mead. Yay. Do things like that. Do things like that. Have a look. Neil, if you're still on, what are some of the other cultures in the world? What are some of the ways that other cultures remember and acknowledge passing for anniversaries and that? Because Neil is incredibly knowledgeable about things like that. Melinda, something you did when you lost both your parents and lost your dog of 12 years and went through the divorce and alienated from your siblings is you wrote to each of them as they all passed. You didn't write letters to your ex or siblings. Absolutely. That's another thing of doing. People recommend that as well. Oh no, my darling. No, listen, for some people, you can get over things really quickly, right? I believe very firmly that if somebody was important to you, their loss, when they leave your life for whatever reason, that leaves a hole in the shape of that person. The more that person meant to you, the longer that hole remains, right? And so it could be that in a few years' time, your friend may have got into a new relationship and moved on, and the memory of a deceased husband may be something that she does in a much more minor way. She'll remember, she might put on a particular perfume or a particular ring or something, because that does fade off in time. For other people, though, that hole can be with them for the whole of their lives. It just depends how our lives go. I believe life is for the living, put it that way, right? You remember those that have passed. You honor those that have passed. You acknowledge the days of passing if you want to do that. But you have to move forward. You have to keep living. And whether you have a day where you have a duvet day, you watch all the sad films, you cry your heart out, and you honor people that way, or whether you do that so for you in February, on each of those days in memorial of somebody that's passed, each of those days you stop and acknowledge, or whether you do it all in one day and you just say, this is so February for me, I'm going to have my very own Day of the Dead, and I am going to set up a little shrine, and I'm going to put photos up, and I am going to, eat their favorite foods. And it may be that one of them really likes, I don't know, Chinese food. One of them really liked, I don't know, Mexican food, and one of them was all over McDonald's, right? So then you'll have a McDonald's breakfast, a Mexican burrito for lunch, and a Chinese dinner. And you do that, and you plan it, and you have a day where you dedicate all of your morning to those people. That's one way to kind of not get it out your system, because that sounds really callous, but that's one way to honour them, pay them the respect and the honours that they're due, but also not allow yourself to get dragged back under and into that undercurrent of grief, because that's really important. Right, I'm going to stop talking now, and I'm going to do your reading. Absolutely, I like that comment. I really like that comment, Dormouse. I think you're absolutely right. Death is a friend that you meet, and we will meet again. Absolutely, but also, you would not be a human if the loss of people didn't affect you. Right? There are a few animals on this planet. I'm going to do your reading now. There are a few animals on this planet, right, that feel grief. Humans are one. Elephants are another. And I believe crows, one of my favourite animals, crows can experience grief, or seem to display what researchers believe is grief. So, there are a few animals that feel it. Whales, a few animals that feel grief. But you wouldn't feel it if these people weren't important to you. Do you know what I mean? If you read in the newspaper that somebody passed away that you didn't know, right, you might stop and go, oh, that was no age, or oh, my friend used to drive that car, or whatever it was, right? You would have a moment and move on. The more the people mean to you, the longer that moment tends to be. I'm going to shut up now and let the cards speak. So then, Wispy. Dormouse needs some advice. There we go. Dormouse needs some advice to get through February, okay? We've got the vice versa deck. Now, we know this deck can sometimes be a bit hard. So we want to know, Wispy, how does Dormouse get through a very tough month of grief and difficult emotions? Let's have, it's multiple cards. Let's have a look. So that's what we want to know, Wispy. Cats show grief as well. Yeah, no, you're right. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Dogs can. Dogs acknowledge something has changed, but they don't necessarily have grief in that same way. Right then, so Wispy, we're doing the cut. And nope, that's it. A very low cut today. Right then, so okay, right, okay. Where you are, what you need to know, what's to come. Right, okay, so Three of Cups reversed is where you are. So for me, the Three of Cups is about friendship, maidens, the sisterhood. It's about all of that. It's the muses. It's a really oh, Melinda, I like that. Your son planted Bulgavias, I don't know what that is, in honour of your dad on his birthday, thinking he liked them. He actually didn't, because they're messy. It was your mum who loved them. Oh, bless your son. So the Three of Cups is about the muses, the three graces, all of that linked in. Cups is the emotional suit. Threes for me are about making that step forward, right? So this is about stepping forward within that loving friendship, that loving vibe, that loving family element. This is the less common side. This is sort of, you often see, the three girls, maidens, dancing in this manner with the Three of Cups. So this is about, again, moving forward, moving onward with the 3, because 3s are all about that. But this is also acknowledging that something is missing, right? This is acknowledging that somebody is not at that table, put it that way. Because the 3 of Cups here is reversed, and because it's on this particular side in this particular deck, I would say this is where you acknowledge that someone is missing. You acknowledge that they are not with you. And, you know, again, we've talked about various ways to do that, but you don't go under with it. Because in the what you need to know, we've got the Hanged Man, and the Hanged Man is all about patience and sacrifice, and this is about waiting it out. This is about waiting for the right time. This is about pausing, acknowledging, literally, and waiting for, effectively, for a sign to be able to move forward, for knowledge, right? I would not say do anything in particular in terms of rituals or anything like that. I know other people would say, oh, well, you know, speak to them via a medium, all of this stuff. No, I wouldn't do that personally. I believe very firmly that, you know, that person has moved on. Their consciousness has moved on. You can kind of speak to an echo of them through the Akashic Library, but generally speaking, you know, that person has moved onwards. So this for me is talking about a self-sacrifice and waiting and pausing and acknowledging and basically giving the universe a moment, right? So you give each person, or you give the collective, a moment where you acknowledge and you then move on, right? Again, move on. It's that thing of moving forward. The thing about the Hanged Man is that even though it is a sacrifice, he's hanging on the tree of life on the Yggdrasil, waiting for the knowledge of the runes. He gets that knowledge granted, right? He sacrifices, but eventually he gets that wisdom and he moves onwards. And again, I think everybody's saying it in the chat, and I think this is something where you do absolutely move on from that feeling of sacrifice. So pause, absolutely pause, and acknowledge, and do whatever you need to do that feels right to acknowledge it. But then you have to also grasp that it's almost like, right, hang on, Wispy, give me that again. Right, it's saying, Wispy's, there's a line, something along the lines of, grieve, but know when enough is enough. Know when it's time to, you know, move forward, if that makes sense. So you grieve for them, and you acknowledge them, but then you have to move forward. You can't sit in that grief, right? You've got to allow it space, and then you move forward back into life. And it's almost like you'll know when the moment is right. You'll know when it feels right, where you feel like you've acknowledged them long enough to then be able to move forward. And on the future, we've got the Four of Swords reversed. Again, this is in it came up the other way before, but you can see here, look out the window. This person has stopped. This is stagnant. This is in the, again, how you get through February. Be careful that it isn't too much of a challenge. My concern is that because you've had a lot of loss this 1 month, that you could get completely overwhelmed with that and allow that to really pull you down. This is talking about the four in this case isn't stagnant. It's talking isn't stable. It's stagnant. It's talking about that sort of that dirty puddle of water where you get the mosquitoes. It's talking about that, you know, that stinky water. It's all of that it's warning you of. Don't allow it to drag you down. Don't allow the fact that so much has passed in 1 month, that so much is kind of piled one on top of the other in terms of your feelings. If you need to have a month where you watch all the sad films and you eat all the tubs of ice cream and you absolutely have those duvet days, be very mindful that it is just for a set period of time, and then you are coming out of it, because it can be easy when we are going through things, particularly in these cold, dark months. It can be very easy for genuine grief to kind of become overwhelming, lead into despair, and then lead into, feeding into depression. That can be very easy. So again, this is saying acknowledge and move on. The thing about the hangman is that he wants to be in that position. The ties are not tied around his ankle. He chooses to be there, to sacrifice the present for the future. And again, he knows when it's time to move forward. And I think that the cards are literally screaming the same as everybody in the chat. I hope that helps, Dormouse. I really, really do, my darling. I'm going to pull you a... Oh, hang on. There we go. I'm going to pull you a Urban Crow as well. Yeah, listen, look after yourself, right? Is going to be... I think this is going to be the key message for 2025. Look after yourself. To each and every one of you that's watching this, either it's on replay or on the live stream, make sure you look after yourself this year. Insight has come up for you, my darling. What would your loved ones want? What would your loved ones, how would they want you to acknowledge them? Is there a set period of mourning? Do you know what I mean? Is there a set... Thank you, Holland. Is there a set period of time where it feels right that you acknowledge them for that amount of time? At the end of the day, my darling, at the end of the day, this insight, do what feels right. Just don't let it drag you down. And with that, my darling, I'm going to say thank you ever so much. And thank you to everybody who has joined me on this very first ever OBS stream. I am going to work on the doodah, which I can now put in the chat. I can put it in the chat. I am going to work on the doodah. Hang on. Why can't I put... I did just have it then. Do you know? There we go. I'm going to work on the doodah. Bink in the chat. I'm going to work on the sound and make sure the videos work. They were working earlier and now they're not. So I'm going to find out what I've changed or shifted. You'll avoid the tubs of ice cream. Soul Sister would be saying, Dormouse, don't be sad. Thank you to everyone in chat. Well, this is it. Don't be sad. Acknowledge. Be very grateful that you had people that loved you so much in your life and that you loved so much that you miss them, and that their passing has meant so much to you. So yeah, hopefully, my darling, I hope that helps. I was a bit blurry. What, like this, or in the little cam, or on this one? Which one am I blurry on? A few new tricks. Well, thank you, my darling. Thank you. But yeah, this has been the first of many. I need to change the camera settings. There is a flicker happening with this light that I don't like. I need to sort that out and sort out the sound. Whether I can get all that fixed by Tuesday or not, I don't know. But I'm going to give it a bloody good shot. Thank you, everybody. It was a bit out of focus for you. Okay, my darling. I will have a look, Sarah, and see if I can get that looked at as well. But thank you, everyone. And yeah, we are into 2025. It's going to be an exciting year to come. I can feel it in my water. And yeah, I'm going to be here. And hopefully we'll have lots of useful tarot readings. But also, I'm hoping very much that the self-empowerment side of things also becomes a thing. Yeah, I hope that helps. You know what I mean. I hope it will help. Anyway, as always, stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye bye.
Join the Crow Collective. Help to support this channel by becoming a member here on YouTube. From £2.99 per month, you will gain access to members-only perks, live streams, competitions, sneak peeks, and more. Just click on Join for more information. Thank you to all our members.